Hey guys, I wanted to go over our trades today. It's, jobs day, not a lot of action. But also I wanted to highlight some consistency that we had this week, which I'll come back to this chart here. I'm really proud of you guys. But also I wanted to highlight what some of you did yesterday and the comeback you had on pound yen. And it's important because one of the signs that I see as a trader is really about to go to that next level and kind of basically arrive at that land of consistency where they can just go into the markets pretty much daily and consistently pull money out. And it's not always about it's definitely not about winning on every trade. Of course, we know that. And so many novice traders or amateur traders, I always kind of I can sense when they're searching for something that works every time, or they want to combine the right time frames, or they only want to take certain action that's going to get rid of all their losing trades. And that's part of a mindset that's actually hurting you as a trader. That type of thinking, it's not reality in this game we call trading, but it's doing you a disservice when you're not accepting the risk and the uncertainty and realizing that when you enter a trade, the chances of you being right or wrong are it's not trying to eliminate the losing trades. The idea is that when you do have a losing trade, that doesn't mean your day is over. It doesn't mean your week is over. Um, and so we'll have lots of losing trades on a particular pair, but you when you start to realize that okay, I'm going to trade this particular instrument maybe over my lifetime. It's just a constant process of sometimes you're on defense. Sometimes the other team scores. Sometimes you're on offense. Sometimes you get down, you lose a couple rounds. Sometimes you come back and you win the entire fight. So what we say or what we focus on is a lot of times when we have a losing trade early in the trading day, which I want to highlight what we did yesterday. It's, I've done this in my career where you'd stop out and you'd say, you know what, that's just a losing, looks like it's a losing day, I'll come back tomorrow. Because there's a fear of losing more money, or there's this built-in risk management process that, okay, well, you can only lose so much um, in the day, which there are risk metrics you need to have. But just the idea that you only get a couple chances to be right. If you're not right, then you just shut it all down, come back tomorrow. I don't believe in that. So what happened here with pound pound yen yesterday, which I was really proud of you guys, is by the end of the day, a couple of you and most of you are all in the green and actually made money. And this was a very difficult move. All right, so let me explain why this is a difficult trade. I did touch on this a little bit yesterday in the video, but this is what's important. So, well, here, let me show you. Before we get this move, right, this down move, everything here is bullish, right? For those of you that are on the team that understand the model, this is an uptrend. So we want and we welcome the pullback within the uptrend, right? So we're looking for a higher low and we're timing it up with our cycle. I can't see, this happens to be, oh yeah, this is a 15-minute chart. So there's no wrong action here buying this dip, okay? What makes it difficult is that as you pull this back, let's see if I can draw it like this. As you start to pull back this chart here, see if I can move it. Maybe not. All right, I'm trying to get fancy. Anyway, guys, so as you're in we're in this uptrend and we're looking for the pullback, and it's just a tough move when you move to new highs here. Okay, and you're making higher lows, and after a new high you completely retrace everything. But this was the key point right in here, that we couldn't hold these bands. And so at this point in time, this is pretty bearish looking, okay? Now, what we ended up doing was buying into this dip, and there's a couple things here. First of all, we never get the 1 minute uptrend, so there was no reason to be aggressive with your size. So that helps mitigate the loss here that we took when we stopped out. Now, we didn't stop out here on everything. And I'll also say part of the reason we stopped out is you didn't hold pi. When you looked at the 5 minute, you were changing the TMS there as well. But that's a simple road sign. Is okay. There's no guessing that is the trend changing at this point. As soon as you break the bands, you got to start thinking about the other way. Now, the reason we didn't flip and go short was prior to us stopping, I had mentioned that, all right, well, our risk is going to be below these lows because the higher time frame trend was going this way, like this. But you can't sit through a long from up here and comfortably take it all the way back to these lows. And then if you break these lows, you're going to have a really nasty loss, maybe 75 pip loss. So once this TMS breaks, you got to take some risk off. So this is the beauty, though, of not being all in at one price, jumping in. They call that plunging in. We don't plunge in at one price. And just the same, we don't always stop out on everything right away. Sometimes we will. We'll stop and flip and go short. But like I said, we didn't want to flip and go short here into the lows, which would have been a mistake. Then we would have lost twice, and you wouldn't have made the gains back on the way back up, most likely, because then you would have flipped long again here, and then just your day is probably not going to be recouped at that point. So we break, we stop, but we don't take all the risk off. Why? Because again, we hadn't taken these lows out, and the 30-minute cycle was very low. So I hate stopping. I really don't like stopping into the bottom of a cycle. And typically, guys, because of our model and timing is so precise and accurate, most of the time when you stop out, it's either going to be clearly the trend is changing and the market's just telling you the other direction. We identify that and we get on board the other way. Or a lot of times you're going to stop. It's because they're just a little bit early. And actually, I find this a lot in my trading. As you guys get more consistent, you will as well. But a lot of times when I stop, that ends up being near the low. And I know that typically when I stop, there's a good chance that that is the low and it's going to reverse. And that's okay with me because this red candle still is demonstrating a lot of bearishness. And you don't know if this is just going to absolutely collapse. You don't know. So you have to play defense there. But at the same time, again, we want to be rigid in our rules and flexible in our expectations. So I have a very flexible expectation here that this could be the low, and I have no problem with getting back in. Okay? And that's what we did. So that's what a lot of you did as well. So you stopped on half, the cycle turns up. Guess what? The 1 minute turned up. Time to get back in long and buy the next dip. And unfortunately, you never got the dip anywhere in here until right here on this move. And I was actually doing the crypto team meeting then, and I missed this dip. But a lot of you guys rode this back up into the green. So you stop on half, you lose some money. You get back in, and then you start profiting on this move. And then some of you bought the next dip because you know that when you change the TMS, that first pullback is viable. And usually the next one and third one. But that was your dip. You got a little bit of a relief. You got a little bit of a gain there. And then you guys called it a day. This was a secondary move here that actually worked out pretty good also. but that was into the evening. So anyways, guys, this is a very tough move to new highs, and then all the way to a new, basically taking out here was a new low. So very difficult. Most traders would be stopping out on everything there, just taking a loss on the day. To stay short, to stay long some, wait and see. You get the cycle reverse, you get back in. I mean, that's just high level professional trading, and that's how you don't have a lot of losing days. That's how a consistent trader behaves. I mean, it's not about just taking your lumps and then trying again the next day. Sometimes you got to just play defense, know when to get back in without hesitation. You just go with the cycle, you go with your 1 minute trend, and then you get, again, I mean, even when we broke here, I said, guys, this trade is not over. I said, the thinking is we're either going to break these lows and there's going to be opportunity to make money back on the short side, and or this is probably the low and we're going to get back involved on the long side at some point. So that's, I mean, there's winning trades here. So in theory, if you were trading this entire chart, okay, there's a winning trade here, a nice winning trade here. There's a stop out here, but then you get back your gains on this, and there's another winning trade here. So this is how you put together winning days, by taking advantage of the winning trades, and then when you do have a loss, you mitigate it, you keep it short, right? I only want to have losses that look like this amount of loss, right? And I want to have gains that look like this, right? This, or this, or add and reduce. So I lose on a half of my max position size here, but then I make it back on a half here, and then I get long again here, and I'm compounding my efforts. I make money here, I rebuy again here. That's how you put together consistent winning days. It's not that you never lose on a trade. So anyway, guys, I wanted to share that with you. That's a great example of consistency. Also, I'm really proud of, this is one of the newer traders on the team. Look at this consistency. I mean, guys, I'm really proud of the model, but nothing excites me more than being able to communicate it to you guys and then see you guys getting the process, because it's all about the process. It's about having the right mental mindset as a trader. And then it's executing on your process and keeping it simple, but executing. Just like anything in life that you want to be successful at, you got to execute, right? So this is just amazing execution. Really proud of this trader. Just wanted to highlight it. I mean, look at this. He's just working the model on a smaller account, which he should do anytime he tries something new, right? But the zeros, you can always add more zeros, add more buying power. This consistency is just awesome. And I highlight it also because, guys, I've made lots of money trading. I've had big losing days. I've had big winning days. But that, just telling you what I did is not really proof of the team and the company and our model. It's showing you what other people can achieve, right? Doesn't really make sense for me. I just have never been big on the other people that try to market their programs and they're always talking about how much money they made. I mean, to me as a trader, that's just silly. I would never call up a big trader at a bank or a hedge fund that I wanted to have as a prospective client and say, look, I made $40,000 last month trading just long bond futures, or cash 30, or do business with me. The guys like take a hike, right? I mean, there's guys that have $1 million days. There's guys that make $200 million on trading in a year, or billions. I mean, it's all relative. So talk to me about your process. Show me why you're consistent. Talk to me about your model and your process, and that's what I care about. And this is the consistency, guys. can't argue with this. So if you guys want to learn our model, you want to join our team and start to learn to trade like this, I would just encourage you to go check out my site here. Oh, give me a second. Jenkins Risk Management. The URL is jenkinsrm.com. jenkinsrm.com. You can click here, jump in our chat room real easy. Takes about 2 seconds. Just fill out your name, boom, you're in. You're welcome to message me, interact with anyone on my team, but that's a great way to get involved in the community. This is my full access team. This is going to be changing, and the price is going to be going up because we're starting a prop program soon, and it's just the value and the amount of traders we're working with, it just has to go up. So anyway, this is the full access team. If you're really interested in it, you can join and sign up for a trial and come into the room and see. I tend to do a lot of teaching in there, but you'll see how we trade and what the other traders are doing. And then I have a real-time alerts product. This is a no-brainer. This is everything that the model's spitting out. That's our timing product. So day trade, swing trade, long-term trades. That's probably the cheapest, best timing service on the market. And then I have a trading course that's on the model if you don't want to join the team, but you still want to learn the process, some options trading. And this is our crypto coin team where we trade the same model. Full access, we trade a lot of the traditional markets, a lot of Forex, futures, equities, options. But the crypto coin team is a separate program, and that's obviously we're trading the digital space, and we're focusing on that emerging market. But anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Great stuff this week. Really proud of a lot of you. You're working hard, getting a lot of good results. So just keep journaling and working on your trades, and I'll talk to you guys Sunday.